chapter skin, and it is almost going to the last portion. I think we were last time we were on this that the glands we were discussing, and I was somewhere here, and this is what we will be doing little bit of today in detail. And then after that, what is remaining is the functions of the skin, and how the skin is performing its task. That is what is there after, at the end of this chapter. And let's see how how all these glands and all that are covering up the things when we are talking about the this particular organ, the largest one. Okay, so as we did, I think Neil, you have understood about hair, and then we have the another one, the gland that is called sebaceous gland, and it gives out the oily secretions, and the one which comes out of it is sebum, and it is present everywhere. That means wherever the skin is having a exposure to the environment, definitely this gland will show you the uh, 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 very significant things that it is producing. That means basically these glands are very much active, like your face, your head. The definitely you don't like all these things, pimples and acnes and blackheads. Okay, so these glands I will write freshly over here, so that it will be good start. Okay. Mm, so sebaceous gland, it produces the secretion which is bit oily, oily secretions, and these oily secretions are termed as basically chemically they are named as sebum. Okay. So see to this that this oily secretions which are being produced, they consist of so many other nutritions. Understood? That's why it is having very much affinity to the environment. That means if on the head this sebum, that means I will write better the word scalp. Okay, if on the scalp it is being produced, it will when it comes in the contact with the environment, it give rise to the dandruff. And I think all of you are aware of this dandruff, that how it is, how it looks like and how it feels. It's a bit itchy on the scalp, and it creates a lot of problem within the hairs. Okay, so you I think when you're watching television, then you can see there are so many products for the hair that they are fighting dandruff and all that they are showing, and they show that how they wash up this particular thing. But the thing is, these glands, they whatever they are producing, okay, so it all depends on diet. Basically, what the hair products do, they are washing off your scalp, okay, but they are not controlling these glands. Somehow they are doing for a while, the way your face wash and all these products are doing the things. Similarly, these shampoos and all that will also for some time they can do that, but some people have a continuous problem of this, and basically if the winter seasons, they are facing lot of problem regarding this. The reason is, in winter the surrounding environment is completely dry, and whenever the oily secretions are secreted by this gland on the scalp, then when it comes in the contact with the air, suddenly it will be dried up, and that is the reason it will cause the dandruff. And if you are not washing it regularly, then what will happen? It will form layer by layer by layer and layer by layer on your scalp, and that will cause that means infection in the hairs and all that, that can be uh, possible, because hair cannot respire easily. And I think you have studied the structure of hair, and in that you are, if this region is covered with a whole dandruff and all that, then all these things will not be have a good contact with the environment, and they cannot exchange the environmental things. That means they should breathe easily. That is not possible due to dandruff. So it causes infection in the hair and all that, that it may lead to the hair loss also, because of this dandruff. Huge hair loss can be there. So this sebaceous gland is present where definitely the scalp, and then it is very much active on your face. Very much active on the face. And definitely, so you have a good reason to hate this gland. Okay. So it's the thing is this gland is very much affected by your diet. It is very much affected by your lifestyle. That means if you don't exercise, if you are eating the junk foods, if you are eating very oily things, if you are eating very spicy things, then these glands will be very much affected. They have so much they are very much that means responsible. If you are eating these kinds of things, then whatever the things being should be absorbed, they will absorb very fast, and then these glands will become more oily, and then secretions become more toxic. I will say it is not good for your skin and hairs. Okay. So on the face it can cause pimples. That is why you have so many products which shows you that your skin, the oil will be removed from your skin, and oily skin will be, I don't know, whatever these products they are endorsing. Okay. So this is how they will be showing you. But that means what they are showing you, that they are clearing the thing which is being produced by the sebaceous gland. So pimples are caused. And acne means, I think you must have seen that some people are severely affected by pimples. They have so many red dots on their face, and just like pimples, and their face is full of it, no matter how many products they use, whatever they do, and they are affected by it. That is called acne. Okay. So it is a severe case of the pimple. That means when these pimples become disasters, then they are called acne. Even it very itchy, very painful, and all that things will be there. Then you must have heard about blackheads and all that. So it becomes black just because of in contact with the environment. It changes its color. That is why it is black. It looks like a black head. And that is what the sebaceous gland does. And uh, what you have to do is that if you are facing the activity of this gland, then you have to control your diets. Then you have to do the regular exercises. Then you have be very much be hygienic when you talk about your face and skin, hairs and all that. So that is what the sebaceous gland, this is how it functions. Then it has two modification. That means this particular gland is modified into these two types. That means according to the location. It is they are these same glands are located in your ears and your eyelids. Okay. So if on the eyelids they are called meibomian glands, and if it is in inner ear, that is called ceruminous glands. Okay. So see, the I know after knowing this, you must have started hating this gland. But when it is modified for your eyelids, okay, according to the this modification is according to the location. Okay, just remember that location it is modified. And on the eyelids it is called meibomian glands. So it will keep your eyelids moist. It will not let them dry, because if they become dry, you will have a lot of infection, and it may cause a pain in your uh, um, eye region. That is severe how it can be. And if it is in the inner ear, then they are called ceruminous gland. That means it is responsible for the production of a wax that is called cerumen. And this cerumen wax is definitely it is required for the inner ear for at some level, because that protects your skin ear from so many things. Provides you protection from any of the uh, dust particles from the insects and all that. If anything enters in your inside your ear, it also protects that. It should be ear should be moist, it should not lose, it should not be lead to the dryness, because if dryness will be there, then it will lead to the infection like itching and all that will be occurring. So that is how this gland is modified. Anything to be asked till here?
No, miss.
Okay, fine. So this is
Miss,
what the yes, dear.
miss, when a man becomes a very old person, then his hair turns white. Miss, what is the main reason behind this?
Okay, fine. That is called aging. Okay, that is. I will let you know that according to the age, okay, according to the growth period of a particular individual, basically what happens that your hair are having a colors. That means the color of your hair depends on the pigment that is called melanin. Okay. This melanin is responsible for the color of your skin, even the color of your hair. Okay. So the percentage of its production will give you impart the colors to your hair. That means some people have a very dark black color hair. That means a good amount of melanin is being produced. Okay. So and similar for the skin also. If people is dark, person is dark, then that means melanin production is more. If they are somewhere in between, then it is very much adequate. And if it is very low, then the people are like pale in color or a very fair, if you say. So what happens that uh, our body suffers with a growth period. We have a growth period, and as the age increases, okay, these hormones, so whatever is being produced by our glands and all that, it is somewhat they become dysfunctional, and the amount of the pigments and all these are produced become little bit less, and that is called aging. That is called aging. In biology, aging is called senescence. You will learn this term when you will be coming to the higher classes, I think. So senescence is a term for the biology, that means aging. Our each and every body part undergoes aging. Okay, that means if you see that your muscles, if the person become old, their muscles will become very loose. You can see that. So that is called aging. So similarly, the hair will from black, they will turn white. Just the reason is the production of the melanin must have decreased, or it may go dysfunctional also. So the slowly and steadily, the suddenly all of the hairs will not be turning white. Okay, it will take some time. It will take some period. So because slowly and steadily these glands will not function very actively as they were doing when you are young. So that is what is happening. That is why black to white conversion can be seen. Is it understood? Is it clear, beta? Can you hear me?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay, so you have understood this?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so that is called aging. And see, our each and every body part undergoes aging, not only hairs, everything. You must have seen that beard of the person is also change it colors when they become uh, they increase in the age can be seen in those person beard, mustache, they all lose their color. So wherever the hairs are doing this production of melanin is there, the this is how it will be functioning. And all these hormones, all these glands, all these chemicals, whatever are being produced in your body, suddenly they will not stop. Okay, they will stop gradually. They have some period of their that means when they are just dysfunctioning themselves. Okay, so that is how it is working. You this the skin, if you see older person, then their skin become wrinkled, the tightness of the skin is gone. As the people who are young, that can be seen. So all these things are related to the aging and it comes under that only. Got it?
Okay, miss.
Okay. And there may be the possibility that nowadays very younger at very young age, you may have seen that many people have white hairs. Okay, so I think of from you may see students from class 5, 6, 7 also sometimes they have some of the white hairs. The reason is as the thing environment is so much polluted and the things we are eating, they are fully loaded with the chemicals and all that pesticides, and so all these are the side effects of these things that is what which is affecting our uh, the cycle of the organs. Understood? So there may be the possible and genetics also working over there. Some people have good hair till the age of 40, 45. After then only they will have white hair or gray hair, something like that. But in some it is at very young age. So it all depends on how the environment is. That is what the reason is. Understood?
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine. Anything else from others also? If you have such doubts, please ask me. This is the chapter will give you so many answers. Nobody?
Miss,
Yes, dear.
is it possible that a person who is 12 to 13 years age, but he looks like an aged person? Is it possible,
Yeah,
miss?
sure. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah,
Oh,
completely possible.
because function of his hormone.
I can't hear you clearly because your voice break down. Just mm, repeat your question. I heard till there that person looks aged. If he is 13 to 14 years old, then still he can look aged. After that, uh, uh, I can't relate what you have said. Repeat your question, Vita.
Messi has left Miss to rejoin.
Okay, fine. Okay. So let's wait for if he comes up and asks us. Okay. So
Yeah.
Write in the chat better.
okay, fine. I am not getting your voice, beta. That's why I'm not getting your question. It's okay if you write in that WhatsApp. I will get it. I think I don't know. Here also chat. Okay, fine. From where I should see it? Okay. Okay. What about the particles that originates at the eye when we wake up? Okay, fine. It is from Ishan. Okay. So, Ishan, it actually, when you wake up, the particle like things, the secretion or sticky thing which comes at the corners of your eyes, it is just the I will say just the your body is sweating. Similarly, your eyes are also producing a little amount of waste sometimes, and that is what yeah, because the reason is your eyes gets tired for a whole day. Once you are awake, your eyes are the one they are performing the function continuously. That means if you are watching television, then also your eyes are active. If you are studying, then also your eyes are completely active. If you are watching your mobile phones, then also they are active, so they get tired. And after that tiredness, when you sleep, when you go to sleep, if you don't wash them properly, if you don't take care of them and all that, so what happens, they will produce a little bit of secretions, and that secretion will be coming out of the corners, because corner definitely if we have the skeletal system in your syllabus. Okay, at that time we will be studying about the bones located under your eye. So at that region you have the bone which gives the production of tears and all that. So say from that region only that secretion will come out, because your eyes will have produced some little waste, and that will be coming out when you are sleeping, and when you wake up it will be accumulated at one corner. Is it clear to you now? Okay, fine, Isha. Okay, so that is why it's all about the thing similarly you must have seen that uh, uh, the way your nose is produced when you have some little bit of cold, the your nose is producing the mucus and all that. Similarly, eyes are also producing the waste because they are functioning continuously. Okay, so they say they also get tired, they also get the thing which chemical reactions and all that, so that is what is being produced. Okay, so anything else from anybody?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So next one is called the sweat gland, and I think we studied that sweat glands. So these glands are very much important for us, and these sweat glands are the one, if I will say, they are the one which are very much active according to the temperature. Okay, at what geographical location you are staying. So these sweat glands are okay, are very much active if you are residing at the region which are near to the equators and all that. That means those population will have a active sweat glands as compared to those who are living in the colder regions. Okay, so sweat glands are the one, and sweat is nothing. It's a release of water. That means your body is excreting water from your body surface, that is your skin, and with that water, it will release little bit of salts and all that. Okay, so it is definitely a major amount is water plus some of the salts. And you must have seen that some people have uh, uh, a very smelly sweating. It is then that is also depending on your the diet. Okay, and some see whatever we are discussing, it is not about related to somebody, but they don't feel bad. But the thing is, those people who are very fat, and if they sweat sometimes, it is bit smelly. The reason is that the fat which is being accumulated in their body is burning itself, and that leads to the smell, odor. Production of odor comes because in this sweat, it is the sweat is very much um, uh, good uh, niche, good niche. I don't know you understand that word or not, but a very good locality for the bacterias and all that. So these bacteria, if sweat is accumulated at one place, then these bacteria and all that, they will be very happily and merrily dividing over there, and they will developing their population continuously. So what will happen that because of their metabolic activity, they produces many of types of gases and the chemicals that leads to the smell of your or smell of the sweat. So for these people, it is compulsory sometimes to have a bath, and they should have take these intervals. I think for at least twice a day. So that is what is the reason. And don't feel bad if you are fat and all that. Is even some people who are thin, they also having this type of issues, and it is all depends on your metabolism and how it is performing the function. And you may have seen that uh, some people have this production of sweat so much that their under their arms they have the yellow prints can be seen in on their clothes. Okay, so that is also because of give all the credit to the microorganism which are developing there. Okay, so just they should aware that their body is not that they should wear the fabric which is very much suitable to their skin and all that. Okay, so this is how this particular thing works. Okay, so sweat is basically, it is not exactly the excretion, but it is the uh, function of your skin. It is the way your skin will be releasing this excess of water which is being accumulated in your body, and it is all proportional to the temperature of the surrounding environment. Okay, so if temperature increases, sweating increases, and for till some level it is good, sweating is required, it should be there. If a person is not sweating, that means he is not healthy. Okay, if somebody who is sweating, then that person is healthy. Okay, so that this is the thing, this is how it works. But over sweating is not good for the body, because your body releases so much amount of water and salts, it loses it. So that is the thing the particular individual should take care of. And uh, these sweat glands uh, have a very simple type of function, structure and all that. That means they have one opening on your skin, and at the in deep dermis of your skin, it will have a one bulb like structure through which it is producing the sweat. Okay, so this is how it will work out. And this sweat glands, when they are modified, especially at one particular region at your chest, then they form a mammary glands. Okay, so these mammary glands are inactive for males. They are not working. They are just for the physical, uh, maintaining that physical condiments for the individual. For it, it is required. For male, it does not have a functional issue or a functional credit anywhere. Okay, so for male, it is rudimentary, it is not working, it is inactive. For females, it is very much active and required. First of all, because after puberty, this particular gland should develop and it gives the proper shape to the female body. That is why it is required. Okay, so the thing is, and after that, female, when she is ready to deliver a baby, at that time these glands are very much functional in nature. See how it works. It is a miracle of nature, and it is a very beautiful thing the nature gave to the females. Okay, so the thing is, this particular organ of a female body, how it works, that once the female is pregnant, okay, till 9 months, nothing will be happened in these glands. Only physical changes will be seen. That means they become little bit bigger in size, and inside what is happening, that you can see the structure. It will have some typical structure like this, and this region is called nipple. And uh, from this, they have so many outlets on this nipple. You can, if you microscopically, if you we observe, it have so many openings like this. Okay, so these openings will be having branches inside it. Okay, and at the end it will have these types of glands. Okay, this is how it works. See, when you are reading these types of thing, you should be aware that how the nature is working for the female body so beautifully. Because it's about your mother, it's about your sisters, and this is you should, as a female, you should be aware of it, because this will be happening to your body in the future. And if you are a boy, if you are a male, then it is more important for you, because in future, this the you will be observing this thing in future, because you have passed this experience. When you were a kid, you had your feeding from your mother, but after, at some level of point, when you will be having your future generation, you can see that how beautiful that experience is. Okay, so this particular branches will be developing when the mother is pregnant for the 9 months. uh, so this is how these branches will be developing till 9 months, and they will be, these ends will be having, these are the glands which are ready to secrete the feeding or the secretion when the baby is out. So till 9 months nothing will be there, but suddenly after the delivery of the baby, okay, once the baby is delivered, after within 2 hours, and sometimes even after, within a 1 hour, it will start giving out the secretion. And that secretion will be so nutritious that it should be provided to the baby as soon as it is out in this world. So this is how the what is this is what the miracle of the nature is. Okay, so once the baby is out, the nature has made all the preparation that that particular baby should not be hungry afterwards. Okay, So, and this privilege is given to the females. This privilege is given to the mother who is delivering that baby. So that is how respectful this thing is. Okay, so this is how these glands are being modified in females, and it will work. This glands will work till basically it works in females till baby is 1 to 2 years old, and it depends that how the diet of mother is, and how frequent she is feeding to the baby. So it all depends on that. Some baby feeds till 4 year also. They take up the feeding from the mother till the baby reaches to the 4 years. Is the picture also. So but once the baby stops the feeding, the secretion will also stop. That is how surprise. Yeah, till now, what is the reason for it, nobody knows it, but this is how it works, that once the baby stops the feeding, then the secretion will stop automatically in the mother's body. Okay, so this is how these glands are modified. Anything to be asked?
No, miss.
Okay, fine. So that is what the thing about these glands. Then you have functions. Let's talk about the functions. So function of the skin, if we take up first, your skin, because it is the largest organ of your body, it is responsible for the protection of whole body. It is protecting from you from everything. That means from any kind of injury. If it is a little bit of mechanical shock or little bit of accident occurs at your home, so if skin is not there, then your other tissues will get injured directly. But the skin is the one which will protect you from these kinds of things, so mechanical shocks and all that. Even it prevents the loss of water from your body. Okay, it protects you from the germs, and it protects you from the radiations that is coming from the sun. So your all the organs are protected under it very well. Your muscles and all that are protected very well, because they should not come in direct contact with the environment, and that is the reason the skin is being provided as a outer covering. And I think you must be surprised. Let me give you one fact that regarding germs. I if you must have heard that these uh, viruses and bacteria, they are attacking your body. Okay, so if we talk about like TB organism, tuberculosis and cholera and all that, if they enter your body, they will lead to these diseases. And your skin is so if your skin is healthy, it doesn't have any kind of injury or any kind of cut, and or anything should not be there. It should be very much healthier in nature. So if you keep this particular germ, that it means if you have a organism causing tuberculosis, that organism, if you keep over the skin, it will die within 2 to 3 minutes, maximum 5 minutes it will take, because the secretions of the skin is not suitable for that particular organism, and these organism will get killed. So this is how it is functioning regarding because in the environment so many germs are there, and they are continuously in contact with your skin, but your skin is um, fighting with them continuously by the production of these secretions, by sweating out, by perspiration and all that. So this is how it is protecting the whole body. And you may ask me that, ma'am, COVID, what about the coronavirus? Why it is not dying on the skin? The reason is the ability to survival of the coronavirus is little bit more. Okay, it definitely it will die on the skin after some time, but within that duration, there may be the possibility that your hands or wherever that virus is there, it may come in contact with your nose or your mouth or your eyes or your ears. There may be the possibility within that duration. So that's why it is being told that to avoid COVID viruses, you have to wash your hands frequently. That is the reason. Uh, because corona has the effect on your respiratory system. Okay, it doesn't have anything with your skin. It doesn't affect your skin. If it is there over here, it will not affect your skin anywhere. But the thing is, meanwhile it is there, it will have a survival rate comparatively larger duration of the survival. It fights for the longer duration. So that is the reason you should wash it off before it comes in contact with your face. That means mouth, nose, ears, eyes, anything. Is it clear to you? Got the idea?
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine. So this is how it works. Then it is the sensations. If your skin is there, then only you have the sensation. If you have hair on your skin, then only you have the sensation. Without hair on the skin, sensation is very difficult for the individual. So it gives you, even sometimes the skin is so sensitive that it something, if it is something which is away from your body, then also it can sensitize the things that something is around you, and you suddenly back off from that place. So that you should save yourself from that. So that is how it is sensible, and it can sensitize the things. So this is what it is doing. Then it is responsible for storage of food. Storage, that means under the skin your fat is stored. Okay, so the whole those who are fat, they have good storage under their skin. And that is why uh, they feel the heat, they feel the temperature very much, because they have a good amount of fat inside. Those people who are thin, they will um, hiding from if the temperature drops down, if it is a cold environment. But those who are heavy in nature, they will sit and relaxingly enjoy if they have good amount of fat in the body. Okay, so storage of food is done. Then definitely the excretion, not exactly the way excretory system works out, but the thing is your skin is also excrete out the sweat and all that. It is basically the secretion, not the excretion, but the because sweating is the waste product, that is why it is termed as the excretion. Okay, then it is responsible for gripping out the things. It provides you the grip. That means you can hold out the things with your, because there is a friction in the your skin. Okay, so it gives you that, it gives you the hold on the things. Then another thing is temperature regulation. Okay, I think you must have heard about the poikilotherms and homeotherms. Have you heard about them? Cold blooded animals, warm blooded animals. No? Let me write down that.
No, miss.
So, have you heard about them?
No, miss.
No. Okay, fine. Fine. See, animals are being classified according to the temperature of their blood. Some are poikilotherms and some are homeotherms. Therms means temperature, Therm, therms, that it is coming from that. So thermal, that means temperature. Poi kilo means cold blooded. Okay, and homeotherms are warm-blooded. We all are homeotherms, warm-blooded humans. Okay, so warm-blooded animals, poikilotherms, cold-blooded animals. Now, what happens that uh, uh, for us, if the surrounding temperature is changing, our body temperature will remain same, our temperature of the blood will also remain same. That means in winter we don't get the temperature of our blood will not drop down inside our body. We will have the same temperature if it is winters, if it is summer, if it is raining, if it is autumn, or if it is spring, anything. That means we have a constant temperature of the blood, and that is why we are named as homeotherms. While those who are cold blooded, they don't have that privilege. Okay, so the thing is, what these poikilotherms animals will do, let me write down over here that poikilotherms, cold blooded, what they will do, they will undergo hibernation and estivation. Okay, what do you mean by that? Hibernation is nothing but it is called winter sleep, while estivation is summer sleep. Summer sleep and winter sleep means some animals will just go under the ground, or if it is forest or something like that, they will move inside the deep caves and all that. They will just dig up the earth, and they will in under the ground they will cover themselves with the mud and all that, and they will be staying there till the season will not end. Okay, so some animals do this thing in the winter season, that is called hibernation, and some animals do that in summer to protect themselves from the outer environment. So what they will sleep for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. That is how they are doing up the things. So this is called hibernation and estivation, and poikilotherms basically does that. Okay, while warm-blooded animals, homeotherms, those who are homeotherms, because they don't change the temperature. Okay, so what they will do, they will migrate. You may have seen the migratory birds, because as the I think you must have heard about that the birds from the Siberia comes to the Asia, that means India, and because of for the warmer temperature. I think you have heard about it, migratory birds.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes, Miss.
yes, yes.
Arctic turns, Miss.
Okay, yeah, fine. So that is what the homeotherms do, because they cannot change their temperature according to the surroundings. Okay, so these animals will migrate. They will shift to the place where they have the comfortable temperature and all that. But the poikilotherms, what they will do, they will stay at that at that place only, but they will undergo for hibernation or estivation. They will sleep for that season. That means under deeper caves, or they will dig the ground, and they will just move inside it, and they will create a burrows in the ground, and they will cover themselves with the soil and all that, and they will sleep for the months. And uh, they will eat so much before going to sleep that for the till they are sleeping, the food and the stored fat and all that will be doing the functions for them. Is it clear to you?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, yes.
Fine. So this is how the temperature regulation can be done, and give all the privilege to this organ. And another thing regarding this skin is synthesis of vitamin D. Okay. Now see to this. This is the only vitamin our body synthesize. Vitamin D. Okay, rest of the vitamins you can obtain from your diet, but this one is the one which is only synthesized by our body. So that is how uh, 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 very, I
By
will
sunlight.
say, yes, by sunlight. I will coming to it. Okay, actually, the vitamin D, its scientific name is cholecalciferol. If you are aware of it, if not, then don't worry about. Cholecalciferol is the vitamin D scientific name, and the thing is, what happens that basically it is present in our body everywhere under the skin. This vitamin is present everywhere, but it is in inactive nature. That means chemically it is inactive. But when you are exposed to the sunlight, then it will be triggered, or it will become active in nature, and your body will be having that vitamin D for the functions. Okay, now you must have seen that basically our mothers or our grandmothers do that when they have a small kid or an infant at the home. They will just rub the oil on their whole body, and they will let them sleep under the sun. Have you seen that? They make them sleep under the sun. Have you observed it?
No, miss. Is what
You
they.
have not, you have not seen the kids nearby your house or somewhere. If they are very small, like when they are 6 months or something like that, then grandmothers do that, that they rub the oil on their body, and they will
Yes, miss. Miss is
Yes,
common, miss
yes.
here, miss. It's
yeah,
common here.
Even I also experienced that. When
The
I was
same
yes.
experience. Miss, I have also.
Yeah, all of the kids are having. Basically, I have seen this in West Bengal too much. Okay, so it's at every house they do that. So what happens that when they rub the oil, and your grandmother doesn't know about vitamin D, right? They don't know if it is in inactive form or active form. Nothing, she doesn't know. But it's a natural practice from ages they are doing, and that's what they are continuing. So it's a good thing for the kids, because when the vitamin D activates itself, it will provide the strength to the bones, and the body calcium will be you're making will be provided the strength to the bones and all that. And the calcium is very much uh, uh, sensitive to vitamin D. That means vitamin D and calcium love each other. If vitamin D is there, then calcium will be very happily, and it will strengthen your bones and all that. So that's why mothers or grandmothers do that. Okay, so they don't know the function, but that this is what is happening. But the thing is, you should be aware that too much exposure to the sunlight is also not good. The vitamin D gets activated with the early morning sunlight only, when the rays are slanting and little bit light. Okay, not very harsh. So early morning sunlight is good for activation of vitamin D. Don't think that if you stand for the whole day in the sun, your vitamin D will the whole body will be charged by the vitamin D. Nothing like that will happen. Other you have will have other problems with that. So only early morning rays can activate the vitamin D. Just you should be aware of this. Okay, so till 9 o'clock, till 10 o'clock, it is good. But in our, because nowadays summers are temperature outside is too harsh, so after 10 o'clock it is not even good for babies also. So if somebody is doing that, just let them know that this type of sunrise or temperature is not good. Probably they may not hear you, they may not understand, but this is what is the thing is, this is what the logic is. In the early morning it is good, but after that it is not good. It is rather that radiation is harmful to your skin and all that. It causes tanning, it causes other type of skin diseases even. Okay, so that is not good. So this is how the synthesis of vitamin D occurs, and inside the body, and this is the only vitamin which is being uh, which is being naturally present inside our body. Rest of others we are obtaining from our diet. Is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine. So this is how this chapter is ending up. Anything to be asked from the chapter? Anything, any questions or any doubts regarding any of the thing, you can ask me.
Miss, miss, earlier I have asked you a question, miss.
Which one, beta? I was saying that I can't hear you.
Yes, miss, that 12 to 13 years of age, they are becoming aged person.
Okay, fine.
Miss, my next question is that, miss, normally when a person becomes 70 or above 70 years, they normally becomes aged. And at the same time, their internal organs like heart, liver also starts deteriorating. Miss,
Yeah.
does it happens in the same as if a person is 12 to 13 or even 17 years, they are looking like an aged person? Does it affect their internal organs?
Okay, fine. So good question. The thing is, first of all, if physical appearance you are saying that if individual, suppose let me take up one particular age, that if the person is 15 years old and who he looks like 25 years or 30 years type of
Miss, then the internal organs will not change. Only the immunity system will be affected because skin plays a very important role in as immunity to different organisms, microorganisms.
yeah, that is what I'm saying. That see that if a very young person looks like an aged person, first of all you have to see that that individual is suffering from what. There may be the possibility that person is suffering from some genetic disorder. There may be this possibility also. There may be the possibility that the metabolism of that particular individual is being changed because of some medicines and all that. There may be the possibility that also that particular person is diseased, or something is there which is not good, right in their body. Okay, but nothing is suppose nothing is bad, everything is good, genetically is fine, metabolically fine, and still it looks like this. That means that body is not having a particular type of exercise it should have in this age group. Okay, that means if the hairs are becoming white, skin is becoming loose, and that individual looks like a adult person, that means the diet and all that is going very wrong in that body. And that's why that individual is suffering. That individual should be uh, suddenly taken to the exercise unit, and for 3 to 4 hours daily they should exercise. Then only they will look at the age where they should be. Okay, so that is what the thing. But if everything is fine, internal organs will be happily doing the things, they will not be affected. The only thing, the physical appearance is being changing. Okay, because the suppose because digestive system is doing their function, that means absorption of the nutrition is done, it is being given to the all the parts of the body. And but the thing is, the one which appearing physically, yes, the skin and the muscles and all that, they are not obtaining the benefit of it, and they are just overfed with the wrong things. That means like uh, oils and all that being stored inside that, and that is affecting the physical appearance. Understood this?
Yes, miss.
Okay, there may be so many possibilities, beta. If you should have to find out that what is the reason behind why the person is looking like this. There may some you may have seen that at very young age some of the person, some of the kids are having so many type of diseases, like they have a very low immunity or something like that, so they are always on the medicine. Either they are eating something, or they have fever, so they will have medicine. They will have cold, then they will have medicine. And or sometimes nothing, if they are not eating anything, they will eating the calcium tablets, iron tablets, and all that they are having. So if the person is continuously on the drugs, that can also lead to that that means their physical appearance get disturbed. Is it clear to you?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so it all first of all you have to find out the cause, what is the reason, and then only we can give the justification that why that individual is having that type of appearance. And internal organ all is all based on that what type of cause is there. If nothing is there, there may be the possibility that all the internal organs will be completely fine, nothing will happen to them. You have a good example. Have you seen Amitabh Bachchan?
Yes, miss.
You know about his age group,
Yes, miss, 70 or something.
70 plus. Okay, so that, but does he looks like that?
No, miss.
Reason, diet, exercises, and the things which are going inside the body are performing their functions. Okay, so this is the reason that he doesn't look like 70 plus. But if you see Dharmendra, have you seen him?
Miss, who, miss? Can you please repeat?
The father of
Yes, miss.
Sunny
Yes.
Deol.
Yes, miss. Yes,
Okay,
miss.
Yes.
Dharmendra. They all are from the same age group, but can you see the difference?
Yes, miss. Yes, he's withered, miss. Very
Ah,
withered.
very withered, very old. He looks very old. Reason? Diet habits, alcohol habits, and all that. Got it?
Yes, miss. Yes.
So this is how it works. Our body is very much sensitive to the things what we eat, and what we think. That is also very important. If you have a good thoughts, if you have a very positive way towards your life, then you will look young till you till 80 years also. Got it?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so that is what the thing is. Just read this chapter. Anything to be asked, we will discuss in the next class. And I think in the next class, shall I take up the skeletal system?
Miss, wait. Yes, miss. You can take, miss. Yes, miss.
Will it be okay for everybody?
Miss, actually, our school has started this chapter. Uh, Miss, that is the
Digestive,
respiratory. Yes, miss. Digestive system. Yes.
digestive system. Let's start
Okay,
with that, miss.
okay, fine. We will be doing
Okay,
then
miss.
digestive. Okay.
Okay, miss.
Next class, we will be doing digestive system. Then we have respiratory system left and the skeletal system left, according to the given syllabus. I think
Yes,
last chapters you told me that they are omitted.
yes,
Am I
miss.
right?
Health and hygiene. The unit 6 means hygiene, disease, aids to health, health organization, and waste generation and management. They are all omitted.
Okay, fine. So we have 3 chapters left after this. So we will start with the digestive one. Just do one thing, that whenever you are free after the class, just send me this chapter in PDF form or something, whatever you like. Okay.
With the digestive system too.
Yes, digestive
Okay,
system.
miss. Okay, miss.
Okay. Thank you so much.